In this video, I will show how to use the unit circle or a reference triangle to find the values of the remaining trigonometric functions when one of them is given along with the quadrant. First, let's interpret the given information and figure out the quadrant in which angle theta is in. Sine of theta is negative, means it's either quadrant 3 or quadrant 4, but also tangent is positive. That means it can only be quadrant 3. So let's write that down here. Next, we're going to take what we know, that is tangent theta is equals to 3 over 4, and interpret it in some way that will allow us to draw a picture. So by definition of tangent, tangent of an angle is equal to the y-coordinate of the point on the circle divided by its x-coordinate. Now we can choose y to be 3 and x to be 4, because then we'll end up with the angle in quadrant 1. However, if we choose y to be negative 3 and x to be negative 4, then we'll obtain an angle in quadrant 3. So I'm going to draw a unit circle, sorry, not a unit circle, but a circle that contains the point negative 3, negative 4. So first I'm actually going to find that point. It's actually negative 4, negative 3. And going down 3. So this is the point with coordinates negative 4, negative 3. And we're going to draw a circle that contains that point. Now, this is angle theta, which is in quadrant 3. And the terminal side of this angle intersects the circle at point negative 4, negative 3. So this is a visual representation of the fact that tangent theta is equal to 3/4 and theta is in Q3. So what we're going to do next is we're going to figure out the radius of the circle, so then we can use the definitions of trigonometric functions and find to find their values. So let me remind you the definitions of all trigonometric functions. So sine of theta is equal to y over r, cosine of theta is equal to x over r, tangent of theta, we already have that one, is y over x, cotangent of theta is x over y, secant of theta is r over x, and cosecant of theta is r over y. So as long as we know x, y, and r, we'll know all 6 trigonometric functions. So, and the only one value that we don't know of this 3 is the y value. So how do we find the y value? Well, we draw this triangle, and this is what is called the reference triangle. In this triangle, the length of the legs is known because we know the coordinate of this point. So this is 4, this is 3, and now using this triangle and the Pythagorean theorem, we can find the radius of a circle. So radius will simply be square root of 3 squared plus 4 squared, which is square root of 25, 5. So once we found the radius of a circle, we can now find remaining trigonometric functions. Sine will be equal to negative 3 over 5. Cosine will be equal to negative 4 over 5. Tangent will be equal to 3 over 4. Cotangent will be 4 over 3. Secant will be equal to negative 5 over 4. I should say 5 over negative 4, and cosecant will be 5 over negative 3. So this is how we use the unit circle or a reference triangle to find the values of each of the remaining trigonometric functions when the value for one of them is given.